Pain, suffering, your most cherished dying before you. The most excruciating, demented pain of my resolve will not stop me from murdering every last one of you. This is Ragna Crimson. Screw a plan. Die. A truly traumatic experience can alter your life forever. The guilt, the major loss of the connection to the world's utmost nirvana of living it is gone. Mend your heart, time will heal. These are true statements. But even more true, when I f***ing murder the shit out of these goddamn dragons. This is Ragna's resolve. That's right, the ultimate revenge. Who wouldn't want your enemy utterly demoralized to feel the slow, knifing pain that's slowly being lodged into your heart? Except time stopped in that very moment, and all you feel is that agony to constantly get kick, cut. An endless, restless nightmare, night after night. To feel all of that gone, it's to murder every last dragon. A good revenge takes tender love, care, and a slice of brutality. No lovey-dovey bullshit. Kill the bad guys before they go full strength. There isn't no saving everyone. There's only do the best that you can, but keep in mind, there's only one true objective: to murder every last dragon. Casualties are casual for NPCs. Who would have thought that this weak-minded boy being carried for a large part of his life by this little girl would turn into this? In any revenge, there is a disturbing turning point. The deeper, the more painful. The more painful, the more narrow-sighted you become. When you're narrow-sighted, the easier it is to focus your rage. Ragna's rage made him become something no one could have ever foreseen prior to Leo's death. It's true, we all need a Krillin. In this case, Leo, the kid that has been there for Ragna when he was at his lowest point, keeping his mental state afloat, all of this fell on this little girl dragon slayer's shoulders. This is where the ultimate revenge meets time travel. The difference between this anime and this one is murder dragons. A world where humanity gets decimated by a race of dragons. All of these dragons follow the orders of their progenitor. Their progenitor follows the orders of God. Their God orders the depopulation of the humans. At the very least, wiping off a whole kingdom off the face of the planet. So Ragna, a man with an exceeding amounts of rage, angry resolve, and overwhelming strength, needs a woman, or a man with a plan. All of that angry resolve, while it's helpful, it's tiring. And if you're not smart about it, a lot of things can go wrong. That's where Crimson comes into play. Demented himself, but it's the smart and cunning one that personifies all of what an anti-hero embodies. He too wants to exterminate all dragons along with himself, being the last of the hunt. Yes, Crimson is a dragon too, and he's set up to be the last remaining boss, but for now, he is the ultimate ally. Why would you want to slaughter your own kind? Cause God, at least the dragon one. The story easily makes us enamored and bought into Crimson's character. A very easy character for us dark fantasy anti-hero freaks to cheer for. At the same time, the story keeps Crimson's entire backstory quite the mystery, with only a reference of him denying the dragon god and feeding us some hints here and there. In the end, the plot is clear. Exterminate all dragons at all costs, even if some NPCs end up dying in the process. Crimson is always one step ahead, and even when plans go awry, he has enough wit to overcome the situation. He's adept at gaining intel, commands his own crew of monsters, and is a certified genius. Oh yeah? If you like pain and being brutally abused, this is your guy. The dynamics between Ragna and Crimson are peak. They are one of the best duels I've seen in anime for quite some time. Name another good duel in the past few years. Right now, Crimson and Ragna are up there. We have the point and shoot character. Easy to understand rage, easy to understand his dilemma of wanting to save the one person that gave him purpose and meaning in Leo, but at the same time, by saving her and sending her far away can possibly fracture their entire relationship after he embodies the future him into him, making him a blend of future and present him. Thus, saving her could end up beating the whole point of his rage in the first place from his future self. Ragna, though, with his future self within his present body, is this OP, fantastically entertaining seinen revenge character that will brutally murder any dragon that gets in his way. He will overcome all obstacles and kill the bad guy at all costs. We are now left wondering if going back in time would actually save the dystopian future his future self experienced. This is Ragna Crimson from Ragna's point of view. Crimson, on the other hand, brings this dark anti-hero vibe to the party. There's nothing like a demented man-woman with the darkly satisfying brains of the operation. Lives lost are necessary for the ultimate outcome. In a war for peace, people die. They are just a means to an end. They are your pawns to use to ultimately get your revenge. In this case, peace is just a byproduct for Crimson, which is more of a main goal for Ragna. Revenge and agony of these dragons, while Crimson helps wipe them off the existence. That is what matters most. Die, die, die! Crimson's monologues are one of the most badass ones. The voice actor delivers the same vigor that antagonists would deliver, but you're cheering for this character. These two form one of the most entertaining duels with a revenge plot that literally involves destroying a whole race. That is the main plot, and it will never stray from that. I firmly stand on the viewpoint of the best antagonists or villains being ones that you can understand or relate to, or both. How can you relate to villains, you might ask? There is always truth in what they are fighting for. Wouldn't you want peace? Wouldn't you want a painless death? Because death is inevitable. Every good bad guy thinks that they're doing the right thing. That takes us to the action and animation quality. When there are big fights, it's all about the unforeseeable action that takes place within the fight that makes it the most compelling. Great animation and great storyboarding is a given, and when it matters the most, this anime delivers. The sequences of events that take place in the wildest of battles is actually near peak, or dare I say, peak. It may not be Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer level of incredible animated fights, but what takes place in these fights from scene to scene is actually incredible. There's always an episode with an incredible payoff that gets you recommending this anime to all your friends. Like, holy crap, I just watched this episode, you need to watch this anime. Episode 7 is that in Ragna Crimson. This is what peak anime is all about. Everything that leads up to this event is incredibly set up well. There's tons of anticipation, and with that anticipation, you get that payoff. And a lot of things that happen, you can't foresee it. Or it's a lot harder to in the moment, which is all you can ask. As you get further into the season, the most compelling part of this anime is Crimson. He is the most mysterious and interesting. What can compel him to mirror the same agony-inducing itch, bloodthirst, vindictive motivation that made Ragna into the strongest serial killer of dragons? That is the show's climactic turning point. While we ponder Crimson's motivations, just enjoy the ride. This series is a fun take on time traveling that many works of art uses as a crutch. However, Ragna Crimson stands out differently. It is a refreshing feel of characters with some level of depth and infinite resolve. Of all the cliche moments people would complain over in these scenes, is replaced with what we want the characters to do. If you expect these characters to take these simple actions as our instinctual feelings that we believe the characters should take, that would make the story easy. 1, 2, 3, the story is done. But the villains prove to be just as clever with their own points to make. That's what makes Ragna Crimson a fun testosterone inducing one. Clever characters that will get you absolutely hyped. A majority of the characters in the show have great qualities about them. Many of them are not glorified NPCs or simple side characters. While they can be viewed in that way, they are clever characters that actually one-up each other and find ways to overcome their situation. And as villains, they work together to success. Since Ragna becomes OP, this actually gives the villains time to character develop in their own right and work together as a team to overcome mainly one guy, and that is Ragna. So here you have an interesting different setup. Our main protagonist is the OP one. Now it's up to the villains as a group to try to overcome him, with Crimson helping guide him, and with Crimson helping guide Ragna while manipulating all the other characters that want to fight against the dragons. Now that is an interesting scenario that you don't really see much in anime. There's nice little twists in the setup in this plot. If you're looking for revenge, a bloodbath, clever characters that you can actually respect, then this anime is for you. The plot is simple, but the execution and the likability of these characters will have you on the edge of your seat. Even if you're just a casual anime viewer, I recommend this anime for everyone. It's action-packed, the characters are really interesting, there's enough comedic relief in there, but when it gets dark, it gets dark. And you know, I'm always on my anti-hero game over here on the anime world. It's on high dive, so if you guys want to check it out over there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this anime. Are you watching it right now? I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. But this is one of my newer favorite animes to watch. It might be my most exciting one to look forward to besides the Imminent Shadow. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.